What's going on, guys? We're back. I got some great stuff that I didn't expect to actually have. But hockey's back. We're going. They're playing. It was a busy Sunday. Lots going on. Run through that really quickly. Devils beat the Sabres 5-3. Olofsson had 2 assists, and Dahlin had a goal there. Hurricanes beat the Stars 4-3. Svechnikov was held pointless. I'll mention more of the players of the cards that I have and guys who I've mentioned. Panthers beat the Red Wings 3-2. Owen Tippett, no points. I don't know if he has any points this year. I watched him play. He needs to improve his skating a bit. Got a great shot. See what happens with Owen Tippett. Chicago Blackhawks beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 3-1, and Kurashev had a goal and an assist. He was playing on the top line with Patrick Kane, so hopefully he can take advantage with Jonathan Toews gone and get the opportunity, and we'll see what Kurashev does, but looks really good, looks really skilled. But Jonathan Toews, while we're talking about him, or while I mentioned him, Winnipeg boy, don't know what's going on there. Haven't read in a while, but I hope that guy's okay. A really sort of a shitty situation with whatever's going on with his health. Flyers beat the Islanders 4-3. Joel Farabee had a hat trick, so we'll see. We watched Joel Farabee opening night go up 4 points, get up to $50. He's come back down to, I believe, around 20. I actually picked one up today for $15. I have a couple more coming from ComC, but we'll see if that goes up. I'd like to sell them off. We'll see. Farabee with 3 points. So, good player, though. I watched a bit of that game. Islanders, Flyers. Joel Farabee's a great player. But $50, maybe a little bit optimistic. We'll see. Blues beat the Ducks 4-1. So Jordan Kyrou has 10 points in 9 games played, and he has 6 points since the last video I made. So good for him. He was 2-1. That was last night, actually, the Saturday night game. He had a 2-1 for 3 points. But Kyrou, keeping an eye on him, looking pretty good there. Colorado Avalanche lost to the Minnesota Wild. Obviously, I watched the game. Lost in overtime. No big deal. Take the point and move on. It looks like Bowen Byram in the news. Bowen Byram is here to stay for the year. It's come out. Adrian Dater from, I'm not sure if he's with Altitude or where he is, but he's a beat writer, really close to the organization, reported that Bowen Byram will be staying there this year. So it's a really tough spot for GMs and coaches who want to develop their players, but they don't have anywhere to go and play. Like the CHL is up in the air. The AHL they don't know. That's up in the air too. Apparently there's contract issues and the amount that they would be paid. There's stuff going on. So the AHL is up in the air too. So what do you do with a guy like Bowen Byram? You don't want him sitting, playing taxi squad. I mean, he can get his 8 or 9 games. I believe it's still at the 9 games. Once he plays a 10th game, he eats that first year of his entry-level contract. But what do you do with these guys? Ville Heinola here in Winnipeg. I'm not sure what's going on there. I did watch a Jets game last night. Don't remember if he played, but for these guys who are developing, it puts them in a tough spot. But COVID does that, and so Byram's going to be there. So we're going to see what he does there. He's looked okay. I mean, he's got a lot of learning to do, making some poor decisions, a little bit questionable in the defensive zone, but we'll see. He's young. He's going to get the opportunity. Cale Makar, stud tonight. I think he had 2 assists, but every time I watch that guy, it's phenomenal. That guy is, if not the best defenseman in the league, he's certainly up there. And you watch him, his edge work is absolutely insane. Scored a goal tonight with a super nice inside double C cut sort of turn. You got to check the highlights out, check that out. But his edge work is insane. Maybe he gets it from McKinnon, who works with Crosby. I know Mac works a lot on his edge work, but anyways, and the last game was the Oilers and Senators game. was a huge one. It was insane. Oilers won 8-5. Connor McDavid had a goal and 4 assists, 5 points, but didn't even lead the team in points because Draisaitl went and put up 6 assists. So good for me in fantasy. Yeah, but that was the night of hockey. But you guys don't come here for old hockey. stuff. I just wanted to touch base because I only do this once a week, and hopefully I'll zip that through really quick. But I made a purchase this week, and I think some of you will know what it is, some won't or will have heard of it, and it's called Market Movers. Okay, so those are who are familiar with Sports Card Investors channel. Maybe I'll pop that up right there. I hope I can get the thing. That's the logo, so really easy to find, makes great content, great videos, but also has a platform. It's called Market Movers. So what it is a platform that you purchase. It's subscription based, and it can do a lot of things, but the main thing that it does is it charts card prices. You can also store your collection there. We're going to take a look at it because I know certainly a lot of people are going to look at getting it. I think there's a lot of opportunity there in the data. I'm all about data with having the finance background I've talked about before, and watching charts and graphs, like, they're cool to me, but it's also functional for what I'm trying to do here, I think. And I'll talk about that, and we'll look into it. I'm gonna screen share, pull the screen up there. We'll go through it. I'll show you everything in there. Thanks to them at Sports Card Investors. I sent them an email last night asking if I could put them on my YouTube channel, if I could use the data that is, subscription based. They replied to me late last night and said, yeah, it's fine. Just don't be doing these things. And they're the obvious things. I'm not gonna abuse the situation. I really want to show you guys what's inside there so you can make the decision if it's right for you. Okay. And I decided to purchase it, first of all, because hockey content and hockey data is way up. I've been watching it for a few months, but primarily a lot of football, basketball. They also have soccer and golf, which I have inside mine, but a lot of football and basketball in there, not so much hockey. But I'm pretty comfortable now. They're at a point where they have all of the, a good chunk of the young guns in there, and it's really beneficial. All the cards that I collect and all the cards that I want prices on are in there, so it makes sense for me versus me taking the time and doing this. I was manually putting in for McDavid's and Ovies and McKinnon's just for a couple of cards because it was super time consuming. But having this platform to do that for me is, great. It does the work. The time that it saves me for the money that it costs me per month, very easy to justify. I'm excited. So we're gonna have a look at that. So let's take a look. They have a 2-tiered subscription system here. They have Market Movers Lite and Market Movers Pro. With the Market Movers Lite, it comes with card price charts, customized card dashboard, quickly shop cards on eBay. We'll take a look. I'll show you where that is within the platform. Find underpriced cards for sale, and then the rest is not included. Those things underneath, but it does include the cards we're buying and selling. So that's articles and information on the cards that are being purchased and not. Private investors forum, premium Discord access, which I just got access to tonight. So I'll be curious to check that out. But what I did notice is in the buy and sell, there's specific sales that people post for the premium members at the price where the card is, right? Because everybody knows the price. So I found the prices for the few that I looked at. I was in there briefly. Prices are very good, so that's great. That's the premium Discord access, and then your monthly Q&A live stream with Jeff. So I haven't been a part of that, but I certainly will take the time and make that a priority to get in there and see what goes on there this month. The Market Movers Pro the Market Movers Lite is $24.99 per month, or $250 a year. Okay, so you save 18% on the yearly. I purchased the Market Movers Pro. I just bought a month because I wanted to take a look and see if it was going to be functional, if it was going to be, again, worth the money. Because guys, $50, and that's also US. We're here in Canada. A lot of hockey is, Canadians watching the channel. $50 a month is about what? That's about $15. Call it $65 Canadian a month. So it's not inexpensive, but for what I've seen and what I've done, I think that it's well worth it, and I will be sticking with this subscription. So I'll likely purchase a year after this month. But the Market Movers Pro comes with the same things as the Market Movers Lite, but it also comes with managing your collection. We'll have a little look at that. I put a couple cards in there just for just so you could sort of see what it looks like. You can track your collection daily value. That's really cool. Track your sold items and your profit. So I haven't done that quite yet, but we'll have a look. Price change alerts, price movement intelligence, card ratios and buying signals. So the card ratios is something that I was doing manually. Again, I made big spreadsheets for these, which compares the price of the raw card to the PSA 10. And you know, all that data is here right now, and I can compare, and it's really easy to look. So again, from a time perspective, it saves me that. If you don't know what I mean about the M, I'll talk about it a little bit when I get into it. You know, it's all incorporated within the platform here. So the ratios, and then you can chart sealed wax. For those of you who collect sealed wax, here you go, you can chart it. Cards we're buying and selling and why. So all of the same other community access is the same as the light, but $50 a month USD. So that's up to you. Let's take a look and see what is inside. All right, guys. So this is your home screen when you log in. This is the dashboard, as they call it, and you know what you see. When I first came in here, these things weren't here. I put in the categories for the card favorites, for the player favorites, popular searches. So I put a little bit of stuff in here. Again, I only have a few hours in, but you know, I've experienced a lot of what it has to offer, and I've found it pretty user-friendly. It took a little bit of getting used to, but you'll figure it out. Again, I'll go on moving on. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those, but that's your dashboard. Over here, we'll start going down the left. So we have my collection. So this is what I was saying earlier. I've only put a few cards in here. So I put in, you know, a Mikko Rantanen, his Young Guns base. This is a PSA 10. And yeah, if you click here, you can see average paid, total paid. I paid $120 US for the card. Last sale was around the $230 mark, and Canadians, remember, these are in USD, so don't let that confuse you. So I'm up about 93% on my Mikko Rantanen PSA 10. So this is the collection part. I haven't tried selling anything. I don't even know how I would do it. Maybe if I go into edit, purchased. Yeah, I don't want to poke around too much and bore you guys, but oh, you can mark the card as sold there. There you go. So now I guess we could put in the sale date, put in the quantity, put the sale price. Very cool. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Like this is exactly something that I wanted and I would create for myself. So I'm going to take the time at some point and put all my cards in here and get these numbers right. I put in 15 Mikkos. I don't know how many I have. Some are at PSA, some are here, some are in K. They're all over. Same with Connors, whatever. But I'm going to take the time and put my cards in here. So that is my collection, and then I assume if I had sealed wax, I could put that in here. I do not have any sealed wax. My price movements, so we'll take a look at Mikko Rantanen. Apparently there was some movement. A sale increased by $1.57. We can take a look at the last 30 days. So we got Mikko Rantanen, the PSA 10 is up 78.2% in the last 30 days. We can go 60 days and 90 days. So in the last 90 days, he's up 109%. Average price starting was about $20, which is right around where I bought most of mine at. And the current average price is about $41. So all of that is available within your own collection tab. Now, the tab that is most used is this one here. This is the popular charts. So in here we can punch in a player. So one that I haven't put in and I think is a good one for everyone is Wayne Gretzky. So we're gonna take a look at Wayne Gretzky. This will actually be interesting because maybe there actually shouldn't be too many cards in for him. So we'll take a look at his rookie, which is the base variation. They don't have for the PSA 10, go figure. I think that one would be, what was it, 1.1 million? We'll take a look at the 9.8. Let's go 7. 1.65. So we'll choose those as grades, and then we simply hit search here. And you can see there's not too many sales of Gretzky rookie cards. I just want to double check in here. Yeah, so they don't have any raw of the Gretzkys, but this shows you the graph of the different cards. The purple shows the sales here. So we had a sale at 12,877, then we had a sale at 17,994, and the last sale was at 27,500. So Wayne Gretzky's doing pretty good, go figure. The other thing that you can do is we're gonna go ahead and we'll save this search right here. So we're gonna go Gretzky PSA. I'll just put, so I'm going to save it as that. I'll show you that after where that comes up. And I'm also going to save these cards. So saving these cards will put it into my favorited cards, and then I can put it into folders so that there's easy access to these cards. We'll take a look down here though. So we have the ratios where you can see the comparison from a over here, a PSA 8 to a PSA 9 is 3x. So I call that M. I just as multiple, you know, I use that in poker and used it in finance. But anyways, so that means that the PSA 9 is selling for 3.09 times the PSA 8. So the PSA 6 to PSA 9 is 10.63x. And, you know, all that data is available. I'll open up a Young Guns after to show you some of that stuff too, but that's all inside here. What else do we got? So we got population count ratios. Okay, so dollars per pop count. I thought that was an interesting number right there, actually. The dollars per pop count. And we'll scroll down, and then it gets into more of my information. So that was right here, the popular card charts. The place to start. It's something that you use a lot to find players and find your cards. Next, they have the chart any card. So I haven't used this yet, but I think what you can do is go in and add cards that aren't followed. I don't exactly know, so I do apologize for that. Sets and years, so we can go in here and take a look at, we'll take a look at the 2000. Let's go to Mikko Rantanen's year. I don't know what players will be in here. I think this is the right year, so we'll choose upper deck. We're going to choose the Young Guns base. We'll have a look at the PSA 10s and the raws, and we'll see what pops up here. Okay, so yeah, Mikko Rantanen, also Connor McDavid's year. So we have here a chart of all the players in here. So it looks like they only have the few. We got the Panarin, we got McDavid, we got Dylan Larkin, Jack Eichel, Matt Murray, and my boy Mikko. Looks like Connor's down a little bit his last couple of sales. Anyways, we can go in and I'll star these cards so that I can follow them and add them after, but we'll remove the McDavid so that we can have a slightly better look at some of these. So this red is Jack Eichel right here. So Jack Eichel, going back to Christmas time, was, you know, I didn't actually realize that it's come up that much. So, oh, this is a PSA 10 as well, right? So $255, and today, you know, there was a sale at, what is this here, $508. Might be something going on there, but $415 here. So really cool graphs. If I want to go ahead and remove Artemi Panarin, I can do that. Let's say I want to compare Larkin to Mikko's PSA 10, then I'll go ahead and do this. And now we can see just Dylan Larkin's PSA 10 versus Mikko's PSA 10. Scroll down here, and this will show the ratios. Again, the dollar per pop count, not the M ratio that I usually have. Maybe if I add the raw. Yeah, so there we go. So this shows the number that I was doing manually, you know, and this is going to save me so much time. I would compare the raw to the PSA 10. So this shows right here, the raw average sale. We'll go for the last 30 days. Raw average sale, $36.16, and it's selling for roughly $165 is the 30-day average, and M or ratio or X or whatever you want to call it of 4.58. So that number to me is very good to know, to see when you're looking at grading cards for PSA. A higher ratio can create a real opportunity. Okay, so that's why it's important to me. Chart sealed wax, I don't have that. Price movements per player, so we can go in here and let's take a look. I haven't been in here a heck of a lot, so I'm just doing this. I have used it, but very little, but we'll have a look. I'll show you what's in here. UP deck, upper deck, and we'll look at PSA 10s. We won't put any players in, and then we'll just do a search here. And so for 2019, we get Jack Hughes. Let's try 2016, and we'll do a search. We just have Austin Matthews. So again, they're adding cards, guys. So maybe there will be more in 2019 when it comes up. Jack Hughes, PSA 10, hockey. What's going on? Okay, so here's a look at 2019. So this will give you, you know, a good idea, a list of the players who are in here. We'll look at the last 7 days because some of them probably haven't been in here that long. So your top guys are in here. I imagine someone from Toronto requested Ilya Mikheyev. He's, you know, certainly these are the guys that people are more familiar with. So you got Victor Olofsson, Philip Zadina, Nick Suzuki. Now, if we want to take a look, let's take a look at Nick Suzuki because it's been interesting. You can follow this card. You just drop down here and this is going to bring you to the price. Okay, this will bring you to sales on eBay. So we'll click in here. That takes you right to Nick Suzuki. We can add him to our favorites. I thought he already was in my favorites, but anyways, and then I can add this to my collection if I had one. But we'll take a look at a chart of Nick Suzuki. So this is his raw, and let's add his PSA 10 so you can have a look at what that's done, and very little volume there by the looks of it. It only goes back to January 25th. So that's why there's just, it's a newer card that they've inserted there, but it's going to be important to, or interesting to watch this card. We'll take a look at his let's take a look. Oh, the 30 days, this won't matter because again, there's just not a lot of data in there, but as time goes by, it will all be gathered, but right now has a ratio of 5.82. I'd be careful with that just because again, there's not a lot of data points here. And we'll go down here. We can look at movements by card, which is the same. We can look at sales volume by player. I haven't looked at this too much. I don't think I've actually been in here at all, but that's, you know, something you can look at. These are, you know, some Kobe Bryants, but let's get to more stuff that I actually use. So the grade ratio is here, so I have one saved. So let's take a look at Makar versus Adam Fox grade ratio that I have saved. And that's beautiful. There's nothing there. Oh, there it is. When we look at the 30-day average. So this is the opportunity that I've seen in Adam Fox. So his raw is selling for $12.10 and his PSA 10 is selling for $125. You know, realistically, you should just take 1,000 Adam Foxes and have them graded. I'm having a bunch graded, but they're all, I've gone through them, but you know, a 10M is very high, so there's an opportunity for grading, and that's why I watch these numbers again. Then Cale Makar at 6, that is still a very high. I've found on this site, Market Movers, the ratios are higher than my manual spreadsheet was, and I suppose I will go with their data over mine, but that's that information. That's the grade ratios right there. And I have, you know, a Mac PSA 10. So this takes the raw to a PSA 10 is at about 4, which is where I had it manually as well. 415 USD to 1663 for a PSA 10. Okay. Let's go back to my dashboard and we're going to scroll down here a bit. So this is where a lot of the things that you do are. If I just want to look at a single card, then I can go in here and we can take a look at Ovi's. This is his raw Young Guns rookie. So last sale here is at about $736 US. So right around $1,000 Canadian. Go back to the dashboard. That's the card favorites. So I have some soccer cards in here. Ronaldo, Lionel Messi. I had an Mbappe, which I guess it didn't make it there. We got a little bit of basketball. So I do 99% hockey, but I am curious just to watch some of the prices of these cards and just see if there's opportunity there. I don't know what that is yet, but I'll just spend some time in there and I'm gonna find something. So this is the card favorites. So this is saving a specific card. Look in here. So these are all the cards that I have favorited. So we can take a look at Tiger Woods. This is his, oh, this is the SP. I didn't want to do that one. I didn't want to do that one, but we'll take a look. Where was the other one? Well, now I'm in hockey for card favorites. Oh, because it's in the saved favorites. So I haven't categorized these yet. So what I would want to do with Tiger is he's not in, I'm over here. He's not in hockey, soccer, or basketball. So what I can do is I need to add a golf category. So I'm going to add that. And then what I can do is go into my Tiger Woods and my fills and add them to golf. And I'm not going to bore you doing all that. But then they'll be nicely categorized. So I have all of my hockey cards in here. The hockey cards that I have flagged. And, you know, there's my golf cards. So I just put in the fill and the Tiger. And it's all nicely organized, easy for me to access. Then you can also do it by player favorites. So I have Philip Zadina in here, so we're going to add him to hockey, and that opened that up again for some reason. But we'll take a look at hockey, and here we go. You have quick access. You can take a look at the prices over the last 7, 30, and 90 days. So that's super nice, quick access to see all these things. Elias Pettersson, 80%, up 80% over the last 90 days. Connor McDavid, 72%. Jack Hughes up 200%. He's down in the short term, but that's based off of obviously just a recent sale. Matthew Barzal up, you know, so lots of good stuff right here. Got some soccer, got some golf, and then again, the little bit of basketball. The next thing that we have is the popular card charts saved. So I saved this Gretzky one that we did at the start. Here we'll take a look at the 2019 Young Guns. And this is what it looks like. Okay, so these are, oh, these are the ones that I put in. I made this search. So let's take a look at just the PSA 10s of these guys. So I'm going to unclick the raws. And now we can see the charts for these guys, PSA 10s. We can scroll down, we can take a look at sales. We can look at the card stats. So it's really nice that they have the population in here as well. So you can see Adam Fox's Pop 38, a big reason why that price is so high too. I know there's going to be a lot at PSA and they're going to be coming back, but they're all economies, so it's going to take about a year for all those to come up. So that's where that's at, but really nice having that pop report right there. Kirby Dack 95, Victor Olofsson has the most 114, last sale date, you know, really good information in here, but that's the card stats. This is all stuff, again, I've put in at the bottom, but that is the popular charted cards. So let's go back to our dashboard. And so I have some of those. So we just looked at the low end Young Guns. I had the high end. I don't know where it is and why it doesn't save, but regardless, I'll get that in there. Probably an error that I made. 2019 Young Guns. So chart any card saved. Search again. I didn't use that function yet. I haven't searched for cards that aren't in here, so we will see. But I do want to mention, you know, these guys, I sent over an email to add the Alexis Lafreniere Young Guns canvas, and I got a response an hour and a half later saying, hey Aaron, you know, hope you're having a good night. We added it, and you know, that's pretty impressive, and that shows you the speed with which they're operating. I assume that, you know, Jeff over there, who is a tech guy, is you know, doing this right. The customer service seems great. There's guys who are on it. It's really easy to get into your work when you love it and you enjoy it, and it seems like those guys do, because for that guy to message me on a Sunday night at whatever time, I suppose it's right around dinner time if you're looking at West Coast time, and get that card in there in an hour is super impressive. But we'll continue on here. We'll look at the set and year saved search. So here we have, it's going to be a graph that looks like the others, and it's going to have all of the Young Guns from that year. Okay, so if we want to filter out the PSA 10s and just take a look at the raws, we can certainly do that, and maybe I'll do that quickly so we can have a look. And if you're doing a set search, I find it's really good, because when you do your own search, you can only add up to 6 players. So this shows the whole whack, and then you can remove people if you want. Like, I have no interest in Ilya Mikheyev, so we'll take him out. But regardless, the data's there if you want to see graphs. There's lots of graphs, but this is really a good way to filter through those Young Guns for a certain year if you want to see who's in there. And all the same data below here, the stats and the ratios. But one of the things that I do want to show you is the support. So what we're going to do is we can suggest a player or card to add. So I'm going to suggest a player, and then it says this form, and I had one of those open, but I put in, you put in your email address, and it is a new card, and they get on this. So if there's a card that you want, you know, you put it in there, you send it in. Like I said, it was a couple hours to get that Lafreniere, so very easy to do that. So don't be concerned that if your card that you want isn't in there, they'll get it in there. They're clearly working hard and they're doing a great job. The information in here is just so vast. I'm just skimming the surface, but that's the gist of you know, how I use it and what's in here. I'm gonna figure more out over the next couple of days, what I want to do, how I can use it a little bit better, but it saves me that time from going to 130point.com for a million times and going to the eBay searches and having to search eBay to find card prices. It's really easy to just hop in here and take a look at where the card is to get a price. So that's the Market Movers tool, guys. Okay guys, so that's the platform. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm going to be able to use it moving forward. First off, thanks to them over at Market Movers and Sports Card Investor for allowing me to use the material. I'm going to be using it moving forward. It's nice to be able to put the graphs up there and show you guys a graph of where the cards are and what they're doing. It's a little bit easier than me just talking about it, but there's other stuff of value in there too. So thank you very much to them for allowing me to do it. Go check out that channel there, Sports Card Investor. You'll find it. It's very easy. Like and subscribe to my channel, Lapper Flips. I'm also on Instagram at Lapper Flips, but if you have any questions, please put them below. I'd be happy to answer, and you know, we'll see you next time.